space drugs.
We already talked about on this show. We've already went over when the fappening was happening. We already went over that, so we don't.
Sorry about the squeaky chair. Guys.
We don't want. Yeah, his chair is squeaky.
Is there? Is there
what? What do you need? WD-40?
No, because I hear.
Hear what?
And I just hear.
Like a humming.
Yeah.
That's the refrigerator.
Yeah. I wish there was. I wish there was WD-40 because my shit is squeaky as fuck.
There's literally WD-40 right there. Right there. Do it live on the show. Put WD-40 on your chair. See if it works.
I doubt it.
Don't knock everything over.
Where's the straw? Oh, there's no straw with it?
No. Let me see. Take the top off. No, it's just that kind of spray. Yeah. See if it works. That middle part.
Yeah.
On the side. You spray it over there on the left side of the bottom of the chair. You're gonna hit that left side. See? Yo, you hear all that stuff you just knocked over. This nigga's fucking clumsy as fuck. Jesus. Yo, go spray that shit. You can hear it on mic. Now his backpack is under the chair.
Spraying all this shit. Spraying all that shit. Everywhere.
Yo, you know what's gonna be the most funniest shit ever? Is when it sits down and this shit immediately starts again.
It fixed it.
It did?
Temporarily, yeah. Still out. Okay, it's
Tonka. Great spirit.
All right.
Okay, that's a lot better.
It's a little bit better. See?
He was right.
Look, for once in his life, he accomplished something. That's good. Clap it up for Isaac at home. Especially if you're by yourself. Clap like you're by
Isaac.
Why'd you bring it up again?
I'm gonna edit that in the video either way.
You're never getting any. No, you're not. Don't do that.
I was gonna edit that in either way because it's appropriate.
No Isaac Chance. No SpongeBob's in the edit.
Oh no, I wouldn't do SpongeBob.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Don't ever do SpongeBob in the edit. Ever. Ever. I don't
it's
ever
my
see
edit.
that shit. I don't give a fuck. It's my fucking podcast. Everything you're talking on, nigga. If I take everything that's mine from in front of you right now, you fucking won't be doing shit. You'll be on your laptop recording into the internal mic, doing your manifesto.
My manifesto?
Yeah, you know, school shooters. Manifesto, you know, like school shooters.
What the fuck?
Like serial killers. They write their manifesto. I just don't have the mics turned auto. See? Oh, God. Chill out. See? Chair starts squeaking again. All right, so the other day, I was at my fucking place of employment. God willing, I won't have to be there much longer. And I won't have to work ever again. And but I was watching this thing about Bin Laden. It's called Bin Laden's hard drive. And it's like, you'd think it'd be like a bunch of plots and plans and schemes
and maps and
maps
and government and black ops shit.
Yeah, like
classified shit.
Listen, fucking, you think there'd be like schematics of some kind.
I think there'd be UFOs in that shit.
He's creating some new type of. You know what's crazy? He just make. You know, like in comic books, like the bad guys like trying to build like a death ray, or like a what do they usually call it? They usually call it like a fucking doomsday device.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you would think like he would have like a terrorism ray, like it's like a ray where you just point it, just and it just like does terrorism. It's like just random terrorist acts just happen. Fucking vest bombing, fucking hostage, fucking vest bombing, just taking people out, fucking shit blow up. This is my terrorism ray. I'm going to terrorize all the world, and the caliphate will rise again. He was hiding out, living in pretty modest conditions. You know, he just had a house that was out in the middle of nowhere in Afghanistan, just hanging out with his 7 wives and his 14 kids, growing vegetables. He had a nice garden.
Wow.
Growing arugula and cabbage.
Whatever
the fuck grows in Afghanistan other than poppy, other than fucking opium and heroin. He's probably had a couple heroin plants too, and because supposedly Bin Laden liked his drugs as well. But yeah, his hard drive is basically just filled with some pretty dastardly stuff, but also some pretty silly things.
While filming one of Bin Laden's speeches. And then there's this.
They got an AT&T U-Roll box. He got a Comcast Fios box. I swear to God, yo, he looked like he in the trap house. That's where he looked like. He like he in the band though, bro.
A man in the process of planning new attacks.
He's watching himself on the news. It's like, I think I look good.
Appearances are often deceiving, however, and there's more to these files than first meets the eye. A large amount of videos were found.
He was looking in the bottom.
Videos.
All right, so first he had a lot of propaganda videos. You know what I mean? You know, basically, the Isaac of ISIS edits their fucking videos. Let me tell you something. And I said this before. There was a comedian, Joe Mandy. He said this shit in one of his specials, and I was like, "Fuck, I thought that." But whatever. Fucking, he was like, ISIS has the best production value.
And there's an undeniable fact about these ISIS videos. They're fucking well made. The production value on these ISIS videos is... All right, I feel super alone up here, to be quite honest. It's like, I'm the only one who watches a bunch of ISIS videos.
And they do, if you watch their videos, them shits are like super sleek and well done. Like, it looks like a Michael Mann film or some shit.
A lot of American and Western movies, like Ice Age.
Ice Age?
Japanese anime.
And anime.
Viral video.
So what is Bin Laden's favorite anime? He had anime! Oh, shit. Bin Laden's favorite anime would probably have to be...
Bleach?
Why? Why Bleach?
I don't know.
You just saying one. You
You
don't
just
even know
see
Bleach. You don't even know what Bleach is about, do you?
Fuck no. Fuck no. What the fuck?
Damn.
I don't give a fuck either.
It's like a little Drake is offended right now in the future.
Fuck Drake. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Damn, nigga said fuck Drake.
No, not like that. No. Anime, nah, Drake, bro. I don't give a fuck about anime.
About this nigga. Make a diss record about this nigga.
Drake, nah. Drake is cool, bro. Nah.
I got the first bar for you.
I fucks with Drake.
I got the first bar
Drake
for
is
you.
cool.
I got the first bar for Jay Leno. That's all you gotta say first. Jay Leno. Cherokee, Jay Leno. That's all you go from there, bro. I know you got it, bro. I know how you get down, bro. We get filthy. I know, bro. You know what I mean? So get him. Jay Leno. That's
the opinion of anime, nah, I don't give a fuck.
The opinion of anime?
Fuck anime. I don't give a fuck. Japanese cartoons.
Anime.
I don't give a fuck. It's Japanese cartoons. I don't give a fuck.
It's Japanese cartoons.
I don't care.
But all right,
that shit is weird, creepy. That shit is weird
so?
as fuck. Every time I remember everybody was going crazy over Pokemon. So me and my brother,
Pokemon is
I tried to get into it. I tried to watch it back in the day.
Pokemon first became popular when I was in probably elementary, going into middle school. I did not go for that shit, bro. I didn't go for it. There were other anime that like I said, when I was a kid, there was a nigga who was like, yo, you gotta watch Dragon Ball. It used to come on UPN. Which is, I don't know, CW now or something. Yeah, but it used to be UPN. It used to come on Dragon Ball. Not Dragon Ball Z, just Dragon Ball, the first shit. And I watched that shit, and then I went back to school, and my nigga was like, yo, did you watch that Dragon Ball shit this weekend? I was like, yeah. I was like, yo, I like the style of it, like how it's drawn, like the animation shit. He was like, oh, you fuck with that shit? And I was like, nah, bro. I was like, the heroes, bro. I said, yo, the heroes die every week, my nigga. I was like, the heroes be getting killed. Yeah, but then they come back. They get wished back. What? They come back. I'm like, my nigga.
That kind of takes the point out of death.
Like, bro, to be honest with you.
So they respawn?
Listen, I'm like, my nigga, to be honest with you, I don't want to watch a cartoon where the hero's getting killed by the bad guy because the bad guy is just so OP. Obviously, I didn't use the word OP because it's like fucking the year 1999. But I was like, he's so, like, the villains are killing. Like, don't get me wrong. In comic books, you have that, but it's only big events. Like in the comic books, they had Infinity, what people now would know as Infinity War and Endgame. They had in the comics back in the 80s called Infinity Gauntlet. And basically that's what Thanos did. He fucking wiped out everybody. You know what I'm saying? He snapped his fingers and killed half of the whole entire universe. Or like when Spider-Man, Spider-Man got killed in one of the one of his comic books. You know what I'm saying? And they started, because Kraven the Hunter murdered him. It was like, oh shit. When Superman got killed by Doomsday in the comic books, it was like, oh shit. And of course, like comic books, because anime, especially Dragon Ball Z, is just a carbon copy of Superman. But anyway, especially with Dragon Ball, them niggas, they come back, but it's like, you see them die, right? They get killed by fucking, I don't know, Raditz or Frieza, whoever the fuck, right? And then you see them die, go to heaven, and train in heaven. They're up there, because when fucking Goku dies, he goes up there and starts training, bro. He's training. He's training in heaven with a fucking halo.
He's training in heaven?
He has halo. He has a halo around his head and he's doing push-ups, my nigga.
What?
I'm dead ass. That's an image that has been in Dragon Ball.
I looked up Dragon Ball Z. This shit came out in 1989.
Yeah, that was the
1989?
I think that was the first series. I think it was Dragon Ball. And then it came to America in like 90.
Wow.
Well, American TV, like 90. I think it was like 97 or 98, whatever, when I first saw it. But I was like, my nigga, the heroes be dying, bro. I was like, I don't want to watch that shit. I said, yeah, the hero can lose and have to come back. Because, like, that would happen in all cartoons. You know what I mean? The hero loses to the bad guy early in the show. He figures out some fucking kind of maneuver or way or tactic. They can beat him, and he goes back and beats him, and then whatever, kills him or puts him in jail, whatever kind of show it is. But with Dragon Ball, this nigga dies, goes to heaven, and is chilling up there, waiting for his kids, his wife, and his friends to find all 7 Dragon Balls all over again. And when you get all 7 Dragon Balls, you get to make a wish, and they wish him back. It's like, bro, that's so convoluted and stupid and dumb. Like, and yo, you know what? That's probably what's the name? That's probably what's his favorite anime. Bin Laden's favorite anime is probably Dragon Ball. Cause it's like when they die and get the virgins, it's kind of like what it is with fucking.
Wow.
And they up there training, so they could get wished back. You a martyr, you get wished back, and fucking. That's crazy, bro.
Okay, so
I just want to know what anime was Bin Laden watching.
So it's yeah.
He was probably watching a little bit of Inuyasha.
Bro,
what else would he like? He would probably like. You know what's crazy?
You know what he did watch?
He's probably watching Sailor Moon.
He was watching. Remember that shit? That old viral video, Charlie Bit My Finger.
Yeah, he was watching Charlie Bit My Finger.
And yeah, there's a lot of pornography on his shit.
But that Charlie Bit My Finger shit.
Charlie,
like, basically like a early,
Charlie bit me.
It's basically like a early version of a meme.
Yeah,
and it's probably just him just studying Western culture and be like, these people must die. Look at this. Come here, my son. Look at what they find to be entertainment. These fucking infidels.
Downloads like Charlie Bit My Finger. A reported significant amount of pornography. And as well.
That nigga was being his meat under that robe, nigga. That fucking sheet he wear every day going up and down. He sitting on the floor. This nigga is sitting on the floor. 480p, fat back TV with a fucking Comcast TiVo box, nigga. Yo, bro, his hard drive got hella porn on it. Because that shit is definitely illegal in Afghanistan. Ain't that crazy, though? It's like, that's probably what he's afforded, though. That's the luxury he's afforded. But you know what's crazy?
Pornography?
He's a billionaire, though. No, but I'm saying, like, it's like he's a quote-unquote fighter for the cause or whatever. And this nigga, like, it's like, even though that's something that people are not supposed to have, for you need it. It's like, fucking, what? I mean, but also people are just hypocrites. It's raining.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's raining outside. You can hear it on the tin roof. We got a tin roof on this building we're in. There's a tin roof on my house.
That's crazy.
I live in the shack.
There were at least 20 people living on the compound.
Gang.
Complicating the picture, Bin Laden was using used computers, and so when the CIA recovered the files, some of this material may have been from a previous owner. For all these reasons, we need to proceed.
So they're saying that maybe the porn wasn't his, bro. Because he was using used computers, so maybe the porn wasn't his. Maybe he was watching the porn also just for research. Imagine one of his 8 wives comes in and catch him watching some white woman and white man having fucking ass sex, and she's like,
They're having entanglements.
Osama, what are you watching? Like, I'm just doing research on these Western devils. Look what they do. They sodomize their own women. Can you believe it? Sit down, look, watch. Okay, let me go to my favorite. I mean, the worst part.
Go to my favorite, the worst part. The worst part. Yeah, it's the worst part for a fucking reason. Yeah. We all know the fucking truth, motherfucker.
This that you are seeing now, wife, is what the American Western pigs call the money shot. The man ejaculates his sperm into the woman in the face. Can you believe it? Can you believe someone would do that? But I'm saying, can you believe that it could happen? Do you believe it could happen here?
Get in there, video.
These Western pigs. Yeah, this nigga was watching anime and beating his dick.
Some fucking life for it.
Weebo. Yo, all you fucking...
So wait, the most white man in the world was a fucking weebo at one point?
All you weeby ass niggas, bro, this your lord, man. This your lord, man. This your lord. This your lord, bro.
Oh,
this your lord. This nigga's over
That's
here.
That's fucking disgusting.
This nigga over here whacking it and watching fucking...
Bagging it, bagging it, bagging it back. Bagging it, bagging it, bagging it back.
It's watching Dragon Ball Z.
Bagging it back. Bagging it, bagging it,
Let's see,
bagging
what
it
other
back.
animes would Bin Laden watch? He probably watched... He definitely would watch...
How did you think he felt about South Park?
What? Them doing an episode about it?
Yeah.
I don't think he cared. He probably thought the shit was funny.
Look at the Americans talk about me. I can't.
That's so funny.
I don't know what
That's
Arabic
hilarious.
He spoke Arabic?
I think they speak Urdu. I think he speaks Urdu. Or he might speak Arabic. But he's like, oh, this is pretty funny. I can't even. It's pretty funny.
Obama.
The crazy part was like, it was weird because I had Cartman acting like Bugs Bunny. You know what I mean? Like doing like a bunch of like Elmer Fudd level pranks to like Osama bin Laden, and then he pantsed Osama bin Laden, and he had a tiny little dick. It's just like,
wow,
what?
Wow.
Yeah, you got him. Got him. Sick burn. It was just kind of lame. I think for the actually, you know what? For the South Park,
he had a worse burn.
For the South,
he goes in that ropes.
What you said? He said robe burns. Said what?
Yeah.
He had worse burns than the robes. That's
funny jokes that don't work.
I bombed us. Big bombs. But yo, that shit is fucking funny.
That's the sound of the thing burning. The way.
Damn.
Pokemon cards.
But yeah, I didn't like Pokemon. First of all, I don't really like card games. I'm not really into cards. Being a black person and saying you don't like cards is ridiculous.
I fuck with spades.
But it's true. I don't like. Yo,
you don't like spades?
I don't play none of that.
I fuck with spades.
I don't play none of
Crazy
that.
Eights.
I don't play spades. I don't play Crazy Eights. I don't play poker. I might play a little Uno once in a while.
Uno.
But that's about it. And other than that, I don't play card games. Like, I'm not into cards. So I was already not into that shit. Wow. Then the whole RPG side of it of like hit points and all that shit is so fucking gay to me. Like it's just ODA. And then like the little monsters and like it's like they just say their name and it was just very like retarded to me. It's just very retarded. And then that's a show where like the bad guys are just like barely even bad. Like they're just like fucking like two dumbasses.
WrestleMania and Logan Paul wrestled. This man comes around. He walks to the ring wearing a fucking $5 million Pokemon card around his fucking neck.
Yeah, he has a.
The reason they just brought it because that card was $5 million around his neck.
Yeah, he has a $5 million.
He bought a $5 million card,
that's
a Pokemon card that's worth $5 million.
Yeah, that's inside of like like the thing that they put baseball cards in, those kind of cards in, the little encasement, and then that's inside of a medallion that's connected to a chain or with diamonds and something. It's pretty stupid.
$5
million Pokemon card, yeah.
I would have jumped that fucking trail.
You wouldn't have got nothing. You got beat up.
I don't give a fuck.
Logan Paul has beaten up people before. I don't think he's ever beaten up anyone.
Shit.
He would have whooped your ass. Fucking, you'd have been a meme. But look at meme. But check this out, right? My cousin, he used to like collect them shits. Nigga, one day I pulled up on him, right, in the Ville, and I'm like, yo, what's good, cuz? He's like, oh shit, chilling, you know what I mean? So I'm about to go over to this tournament shit. I'm like, tournament? Cause I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Cause I'm like, nigga, don't play sports. Nigga, like, what tournament are you talking about? You don't rap or anything. You don't do music or anything. Like, what tournament? Like, ping pong, nigga? What
Fucking Mortal Kombat, nigga?
Ping pong or something? This was before. I mean, people did game terms at that time, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. Anyway, this nigga slaps down Pokemon cards on the trunk of my car. I was like, my nigga, if you don't get these shits the fuck out of here, I was like, get that shit off my car, my nigga. I said, put that shit away. I was like, you about to go to a fucking Pokemon tournament? Yeah, card tournament, nigga. Niggas putting money and da-da-da.
No,
like, nigga, stop, bro. But it's just dumb. It's stupid. Yo, I remember when the what's name shit came out, the Pokemon Go? Yo, a bunch
to
of
the
people
who fell,
bruh,
they should have fell off fucking cliffs.
A bunch of people, I knew, not a bunch of people, but I knew a few people who were like, yo, it's Pokemon over here. Let's go. Stopping the car to get out.
What?
Yes, bro.
No, I remember. I'm
like,
saying
yo,
what, but I remember hearing about this shit going on when it first dropped, and it was stupid.
I was like, yo, bro, I'll walk, bro.
The fact that it actually got people motivated to exercise, which
I'll
I
walk
guess
back to my own car.
I guess that's a good thing. The only good thing that came out of it.
I'm not riding in the car with a nigga who's stopping the car.
I'm not doing that. No, we're not driving. No, we're not hotboxing and
that
rolling
shit was
around. We're not riding through and shit, cruising just to look for Pokemon.
That
no,
shit was
no,
infuriating.
no.
People go hard for Pokemon.
That's fucking crazy.
The weirdest people are the people.
I'm
Anybody
sorry.
who's into Sonic, those niggas are the weirdest niggas. That's already been deduced on the internet over the last like maybe 2 to 3 years. Anybody who's way into Sonic is fucking weird. Like, it's crazy. It's wild. Like, the ratio is crazy. It's like for every 10 niggas who are into Sonic, 9 of them niggas are like borderline serial killers. Like, it's fucking crazy. But Pokemon, it's like people are super, and it's don't get me wrong, people make money off that shit. My cousin, he used to collect them shits when we was kids, and he never even looked at them shits ever again. But he had them like in like a one of those baseball card kind of shits. He done sold mad at them shits and made money recently.
Pokemon cards.
With caution about some of the conclusions we draw from these hard drives.
Conclusion from these hard drives.
But these files are still an incredible resource. One of the first questions we're trying to unpack here is,
after he's
what
already
was
dead.
life like for Bin Laden living here on the compound?
After you got fucking double tapped.
He lived this very, very modest life. I mean, they were living
exactly.
like medieval peasants almost.
Like serfs. They were living like dirty serfs.
From reading a lot of the documents that were recovered, they tried to...
Let me tell you something. Bin Laden comes from a family of billionaires. Literally billionaires. And he's in a long line of people from fairly well-to-do backgrounds, especially compared to their, like, the overall fucking quality of life of everyone else who lives in the country they live in. But a lot of these people come from well-to-do backgrounds, and that's what they show people as, like, the fucking, their sacrifice for this to be a freedom fighter is that I gave up that opulent life to just be a very you know what I mean? It's like, that's fucking bullshit. I don't know. I mean, to them it might mean something, but basically I say that to say this. This nigga comes from a billionaire family. They were oil family. They did business with the Bushes, who are also an oil family. And isn't it funny that while Bush was in office, this nigga was sitting there right there just chilling, lamping it up in the trap house in the bando, beating off, watching Dragon Ball Z. And then the minute Obama get in there, he like, we know where this guy is, right? It's like, yeah, absolutely. What the fuck you mean? We've been watching him on satellite like every day. He spends about 2 hours watching Dragon Ball Z. He won't watch the filler episodes. He skips those. He thinks that Herculin or Herculon is hilarious. He's on the Cell Saga now. And then he spends the other like 5 hours a day beating off. Could we kill this motherfucker? I'd like to drop a SEAL Team 6 on this motherfucker. I like to order a SEAL Team 6, Order 66. That's crazy though, my nigga. They just like they knew where he was, but Bucking Bush, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't gonna fuck with him. Bush knew who his enemy was. His enemy was Saddam Hussein, regardless of whether that shit made sense or not. He knew who he wanted to get. He knew who he needed to. He knew who he needed to off. This nigga, yo, and I remember this nigga Rex, the fucking right wing guy I used to work with. He was like, "Fucking Obama created ISIS." I was like, "No, he didn't." I said, "Actually, Bush created ISIS." He's like, "How do you figure that?" I'm like, "Because Bush is the one who killed Saddam, and the Royal Guard and all those other people who had a good life under Saddam. They're the ones who fucking created ISIS after Saddam fell. There was no reason for Saddam to be taken out of power. Was he a fucking maniac? Yes, but who's not? Look at Putin. Look at Xi Jinping. Look at fucking all these motherfuckers. They're all fucking maniacs. The fuck? Even the ones here, they're maniacs too. Like what? So what? He wasn't bothering us at that moment. He wasn't doing shit to us. It was just, you know what's crazy? 2 Saudi Arabian guys, right, hijacked 2 planes, fly them into the towers. They're from Saudi Arabia. But we don't ever question Saudi Arabia. They got the bank. They're banking, and they got the oil, and they're banking. But the guys who did it were from Saudi Arabia, right? Bin Laden is from most of his operations were in Afghanistan. Where was he when they killed him? Afghanistan. But we invaded Iraq. I mean, don't get me wrong, we invaded Afghanistan too, but we invaded Iraq. A country that had nothing to do with none of this shit. He called it the axis of evil. This nigga talking. This nigga Bush was
of evil.
This nigga Bush was talking in comic book terms. These countries are axis of evil. We'll have to call in Captain America and maybe even dial 911 and see if Batman picks up.
Dial 911 and see if Batman picks up. And watch this drive.
A normal life. Osama bin Laden was in the hideout with his family in isolation of the society that they lived in.
Bin Laden and his bodyguards went to considerable length to make this a fortified.
I mean, yeah, they got some fucking walls up with some barbed wire and shit, but it's like, that ain't doing shit to a can of paint, bro.
They doing shit to a can of paint.
Bro, they could have just droned the fuck out of that whole shit anyway. I'm pretty sure they killed, like, all the wives, too. They killed at least 1 through 7.
All around the compound.
He probably was getting fresh wives.
And everything was about
I wonder what they did with the
staying
kids,
inside
'cause
the
he had young
compound,
kids.
not going to school, not going shopping.
Look, 2 young kids.
They were growing their own vegetables,
growing
they were
pumpkins
raising
and shit.
chickens.
Wow.
He had free range chickens running around. This thing was eating good.
Yeah, he's doing not bad
He had some cows, so he could have some milk.
for that lifestyle and how how they live. He's doing
They would
fucking.
burn their trash
sense it was sort of a prison of
some neighbors that I used to have would do, and the police had to tell them multiple times, we don't do that here in this country.
No, isn't that like down south? They do that shit down south.
Some people down south do that shit too.
Yeah, I heard about like
it's pretty
big trash.
fucking-
Yo,
pretty
I remember
fucking
my
despicable.
fucking. I remember I
Don't
saw
do
some
that.
shit about
Don't do
the
that.
pioneer.
That shit is bad for your neighbors.
Yo.
It stinks.
I
And
saw-
it's
Jesus
also, It's also
Christ.
bad for the environment, which I don't really care about the environment too much. I know it's like it's irreparable damage has already been done, so it doesn't even matter. I think we were
The environment's always gonna
we
be
were
here.
in the hole. That's another thing. Going back to the Bush bullshit. Yo, if they would have just let that nerdy ass nigga Al Gore win, we'd have probably been a lot better off. But they couldn't give it to old Al Gore. They had to give it to Party Boy Bush because it was party time. It was time to party. You know what I mean? But they didn't think that at first. I think at first they we're gonna get rid of the Party Boy Clinton, Party Boy Bill. We're gonna get rid of him, and then we're gonna get a serious, tough Texan. My daddy,
millennia,
my
new
daddy.
attitude.
Listen, my daddy was also president, which makes me the heir apparent. And also, if you didn't know, my daddy used to run the CIA. He was the director of the CIA. Kind of like if Steven Spielberg was at the CIA, just directing the CIA. But it's just crazy that this nigga's father was president, and then he just got to be president by any means necessary. Like they acted. It was almost as if they needed him to be president for some reason.
Ooh. Insert scary sound effect. Go to the scary sound effect.
Shut up, man. All right, we'll go to the scary sound effect.
That was loud as fuck.
Good. I hope it burst your fucking eardrums. Yo, but
If I go deaf, I'm suing you.
sue me for what? First of all, you can't afford a lawyer, and I can't either. So, how about we just fight? That's what poor people do. They just fight. They just fight it out. They just fight. That's why poor people just fight. We can't afford lawyers, so we just fucking fight. Hey, listen, I can't afford a fucking attorney, but I'll fucking kill you. I can't afford a fucking attorney, but I think I can afford a gun.
Ooh, drugs in the house. Wrong and tie.
This guy.
His own making that he kind of checked himself into.
The Bin Laden Hotel. Welcome to sunny Afghanistan.
There are a few
And
particular
welcome to the
files
Bin
that
Laden
look
Resort.
like normal.
Home videos. Maybe Bin Laden's son just playing around with a camera.
They are normal home videos. Oh, you mean the part about him being the mastermind behind 9/11? Oh, you mean that part?
Zooming in on the hills around the compound.
You mean
Or zooming in on the sky.
you mean him giving his son
Or
fucking
even
the old
following a
VHS
helicopter.
tape, the old VHS fucking camera?
You start to realize that they might be on guard, on the lookout for anyone who might be looking for them.
Of course.
In the context
Because they don't know if
of
George
one,
Bush is gonna change his mind
he
or
was
not.
being pursued by the most advanced.
Listen to me,
intelligence
Osama.
and counterterrorism
Bush never
operation in the
turns
world.
back on his
He
word.
knows that the whole
That's our
world is
family
looking
motto.
for him. So he was
Bush
always
never goes
paranoid.
back
The
on his
only way
word.
he communicated with the real world is through a courier. There is no phone, there is no internet.
9/11
there is
Memorial
no
Museum.
telecommunication wiring that's going to the house.
Why do they have
At
a-
one time, Mahmoud.
Why did they just show a
his
miniature of
son,
that?
Said, Sheikh, it's very difficult for us to send couriers to people around the world. Can we at least use email? And Osama bin Laden responded, he's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Encryption? You want to use encryptions against people who invented emails?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Communications should only be through carriers that relay the message to the appropriate party.
Yeah, just like
Osama bin
just
Laden,
like-
personal letter.
Just like when you're in the when you're in a gang or you're in the mafia, certain shit, 90% of shit needs to be communicated on a face-to-face basis. If you're fucking dealing drugs or any of that kind of shit, on I'm talking about like a grand scale, not like whatever, big scale. Everything is in person. Everything is in person, and especially if you're talking about fucking diabolical shit like murders and shit. All that shit is in person. Niggas are meeting face to face. No one's about to sit there and fucking. No one's
Take a
about to
fucking
sit there
phone
and-
call or some shit.
Yeah,
Or a fucking
yo,
email.
it's-
Fuck
yo,
you.
But that's a large percentage of people who get caught is through that.
Man.
These motherfuckers will be. All they have to do is get a warrant for your fucking phone records, and they will be in court showing your texts. He says N-word. I'm pulling up now. Pulling up means he's showing up to the residence.
Damn, girl. You're thicker than Ebola oatmeal.
Yeah, they're reading that text in a murder trial, Isaac.
No, they read that shit out loud in the fucking in the courtroom.
What,
one
the
time.
Aaron Hernandez one?
No, it was somebody else.
Pick her up and saying, girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
That wasn't mine. It's over now.
The Aaron Hernandez text was crazy, too.
I
Them
never
shits
heard
was
those.
Wild. They were reading them shits in the court, and that shit was wild. I'm like, yo, this nigga is the dumbest nigga to ever live?
Really? Oh, God.
He was from Connecticut, too.
Yeah.
And I was like, typical.
Typical.
I think he was from, what's his name, too? He's from, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was from New Britain. Typical. I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah.
That nigga was, like, don't get me wrong, I understand, like, some of these...
He was from Bristol.
Bristol. Typical. But,
Niggas born in 1989. Typical.
I know that some of these dudes, they come from neighborhoods where they already gangbanging. They gangbanging by the time they 12 or 13 or 14 or whatever. So they already on with the hood or on with the sad or whatever the fuck they with. You know what I'm saying? And when they get into an advantageous position like that, You know what I mean? They gotta feed the family. Gonna kind of be expected, or niggas gonna say you fake, you change, you lame, you dead, blah, 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 blah. So, but it's just like, he's from Bristol. I guess, he said he was a blood or whatever. I guess. I don't know. I guess. And I'm not saying there's no blood sets in Connecticut. There are. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It just, I don't know. It just seemed like, I don't know, man. I just see what he was doing, that shit seemed mad prankish. Like, it was pranking. I don't know. Like, but then again, you got niggas who also, and this is more likely, is that he got money and then started chilling with them kind of niggas. You know what I mean? It's like you going backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit doesn't even make sense. It's like, okay, I got $1 million. Now let me be in the streets.
Yeah, that does not make any sense.
Fucking goofball ass. But that shit was crazy, man. And then that nigga, quote unquote, killed himself.
Sad. It's tragic.
He wrote like fucking a Bible verse in blood or something in his.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that shit seemed very spooky. The whole situation was spooked.
It can be linked to a lie. Must have been smuggled into the.
Ooh, drugs in the house. How rockin'
seems particularly surprising.
Haha, he just got a picture of boobs. He just had a picture of boobs.
Significant amount of pornography.
Just a picture of boobs, man.
What do you make of that?
Nowhere
He
in
just
the
had a picture of some cleave, bro.
are such materials
Just
requested. And they didn't have internet, so how could they
Haha,
really download
yo.
it?
I don't.
This guy is on National Geographic, sitting here with a woman who's like a professional, whatever the fuck she is. She basically is going through all these notes and files and stuff like that, and categorizing them and filing whatever the fuck she's doing. She's a professional. He's a professional, and they're watching porn. They're looking like, look at this. Look at this. So what is this? Is this Bang Bros production? Okay, yes. This is like the third video that we've seen with that Bang Bros tag.
I don't know if Bin Laden utilized that pornography, but if he did, it wouldn't surprise me. Biology trumps ideology.
Biology trumps ideology, everybody.
Prohibited in Islam and I think most faiths. And I just want to point out one.
That is true. She said it's forbidden in Islam and most faiths. And that's true.
Pornography?
Yeah, if you look in the Bible,
Yeah, they don't like pornography,
if you
right?
look in the Bible, there's probably a part in the Bible that says like, just don't be beating your dick, bro. Don't be beating your shit, bro. You wasting precious baby gravy. You're supposed to be reproducing. You're supposed to be reproducing with that. You're supposed to be inseminating women. But I mean, it's crazy because I think this lady, she's a Muslim woman. She's the director of research at the Institute for Social Policy and Understanding.
Oh,
that shit
God.
sounds made up. I mean, it is obviously everything's made up, but I'm just saying it just sounds like some shit she made up. Like she just walked in the room and just like, I'm the director of research at the Institute for Social Policy and Understanding. It's like you just made that shit up.
Surprise me. Biology trumps ideology.
All right, am I right, fellas? Am I right, guys? This nigga looking around the room for approval.
Prohibited in Islam and I think most.
Well, it's illegal in Islamic countries. Pornography is illegal. It is illegal. I mean, I think it's kind of an open secret that they have porn, obviously. You know what I mean? But it's illegal. So therefore, it's one of those things where it's illegal, and if they want to just throw the book at you, they'll say, and he had porn. You know what I mean? Like he stole from my store.
Stole bread.
And when they got to his house, he had porn.
Space, and I just want to point out one.
So what are they gonna do? Cut off his right hand? Which hand do you use? Which hand? Don't lie to me.
Really important point here. Whether or not they were.
Because if you steal over there, they cut off your hand.
Yeah, they
so if you got porn, they cut off your hand.
That's
they cut off both your hands.
That's like,
now let's see you use your precious porn.
Watching porn really doesn't concern me that much because they were also killing people, and that is far more prohibited by the Quran than watching.
That is far more prohibited by the Quran. The way she said it was very authentic.
Sex.
We know that Al-Qaeda use pornography to send messages. So they embed encrypted messages.
Oh, what the fuck? Hold up, scary music. Hold up.
No, we don't need to do that again. You know what? Actually, I'll just copy and paste it. And I'll edit when I edit it. I'll copy and paste the other one and put it right here. But yeah, this guy's talking about fucking. They sent an encrypted message, so it's like we have the bio agent. Hold on. All right. Yeah, they have the bio agent, and they will be. These niggas are putting fucking terrorism plans in porno videos. It's like, but how do they get to it? How do they open the secret? What do you have to click? You have to like click the bitch's pussy 10 times and then click her nipples, and then what do you have to do?
In pornographic photos, there are softwares where you encrypt a message inside a pornographic video or a pornographic picture. When you have the code on the other side, that porn photo is suddenly a message.
So you'd have probably like type in a fucking a sequence, like a key sequence or something like that, and then it would turn into a fucking message. That's fire. That's crazy. So you're telling me I get some pretty fucking. So you're telling me I get some pretty sweet porno, and also get my next mission. That's the best James Bond shit I ever heard in my life.
It's your last fucking mission.
But yeah, exactly.
It's your last fucking mission.
You might as well come with some porn.
Mind you, you gotta pull the trigger on yourself. You know that, right? You gotta push the button on yourself. At the end of the day, we are talking about fucking people who, at the end of the day, who are sick enough to do it to themselves. So the fact that we're fighting, hey, I don't. It's just Isaac's take on this shit, right? I know nobody gives a fuck about my take.
What's your take? I don't even take. What is it? What's your take on it?
Nigga, we're fighting people who are sick enough to do it to themselves. That's the fucking thing.
Okay, they're kamikaze style. But it's just
fucking scary as shit.
It's just crazy that they're sending this shit through porn. Cause I mean, cause you know what's crazy? The NSA, you know how they probably caught this? Can I tell you how the NSA caught this? How? Because you know how the NSA be going through people's files and take people's. They took the porn and like, oh yeah, and like he was pressing the keys for some reason. Who knows what's happening? Who knows why? Who knows why the NSA, him or her employee, is hitting the keys, but they hit the key sequence for some reason by mistake, and they're like, holy shit, there's a secret Al-Qaeda message. Hold on, let me put my pants on. I gotta go tell the boss about this. Because you know they said that the NSA was like looking through people's cameras and stealing people's pictures and jacking off to it and shit. Ugh. What's name said that? The guy
Snowden, Edward Snowden?
Snowden, yeah.
My homie, the whistleblower. Thank you.
It's crazy, bro. Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
I mean, listen. I don't think he. You know what the good thing is? Can I tell you what the good thing is about Edward Snowden? The one truly good thing is that people who thought that all that kind of stuff was complete nonsense and utter conspiracy theory, they now know that it's not. They are watching you. They are listening to you at all times through all devices. The only thing is that they just have to get a fucking. All they have to do is get the. All they need to do is get a fucking a warrant. You know what I'm saying? But they're always watching you. They know what you're doing before you even do it. But then that's the shit that's creepy. Is like, because if that's the case and you're always watching anyway, how do things like the Boston Marathon? How does shit like that happen?
If you really know.
Exactly. I said this shit before.
You know, whatever. They're predictions, but
there's a documentary on
calculate predictions.
There's a documentary on Amazon Prime. It's called Spy Masters, and literally people who were in the CIA said that they went to Condoleezza Rice and they went to George Bush and they said, listen, they're planning a big attack. It's going to be on one of these major boobs, and they're planning to use planes, and it was just ignored. And they basically let that shit happen. They let that shit happen. Why? So they got an excuse to fucking do what they did after, which was fucking invade Iraq and invade Afghanistan. You know what I mean? This shit is just bullshit, bro. All this shit is baloney. It's all fake. It's all constructed. All this shit is instructed and constructed. Like, none of this shit is happenstance.
W.E.B. Griffin?
Who?
W.E.B. Griffin?
Who, that's the guy, the white guy?
the Spy Masters.
I think it's just Spy Masters. Yeah, I think.
12 living directors of the CIA openly discussed the inner workings of the agency, the tough controversies they have faced, the failures and success, and the challenges ahead of the war on terror.
Yeah, I think
Cast Mandy Patinkin.
But yeah, that was it. But yeah, that shit was basically they were talking about how, you know what I mean, they went to them and told them, and then they were just like, no, it's not. Don't worry about it. Then this thing just happens to be, when the shit happens, Bush happens to be in Florida, the toenail of the country, reading to children. And he gets the message and he makes that somber face. And then he finishes up the last chapter of Everybody Poops or whatever he was reading to those kids.
You don't need to encrypt messages or use couriers if you're just planning a quiet retirement. He spent years on the run, and Bin Laden believed the best way for him to reclaim the world stage was either to repeat or even improve upon what he saw as his greatest accomplishment.
9/11 was his greatest accomplishment. His magnum opus.
What do the billions of zeros and ones on your computer say about you? And what do they say about the most wanted man in history? Among the files found on Bin Laden's hard drives, a striking number of them dealt with what he considered his greatest accomplishment.
Yo, this nigga used to be like watching the highlight reel of 9/11.
I think everybody of a certain age remembers exactly where they were.
Bro, how you did 9/11. It's like you got like all the news clips and like all this shit, like, and you're watching it, just like reliving your glory days. Like it's like Jordan sitting down right now watching like the 1991 finals. Damn, I was on my game. They couldn't stop me. I was unstoppable. It's like my mind. Like listen. It came to me in a dream. Really, you know, the planes and the top, and I was like, oh shit. Oh my. Oh wow. Allah Akbar, Baba.
2001. For me, I was sitting at my breakfast table getting ready to drive across Middle America to start graduate school. And I look up and see the horrific images on TV. To see this kind of violence was deeply hurtful.
Yeah, I remember we was in school, bro, and they turned on the TV in the class, and the second he turned on the TV, the second plane hit. And I was like, is this a movie? He was like, no, this is happening right now. This is in New York City. I was like, he's like, we're under attack. I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. Like, we're in Connecticut, that shit is in New York. That's kind of close. Do they have ground troops? What's going on? What's the status? What's the ETA? Are we going home?
Nigga, are you allowed to go home? What the fuck?
Honestly, 9/11. Damn, never mind. I guess I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say 9/11 should be a holiday, but like, I guess it is in Afghanistan.
It is. This nigga's like, oh yeah.
They're not Native Americans. They take the day off. They fucking stay home. Fucking. Because I was gonna say, why don't they have 9/11 memorial? What does that fuck have to do with it?
That's the video, the music.
You know what's crazy? Even when you try to do like the fucking like Middle Eastern kind of like yodeling thing, because you're
yodeling
because you're Native American, you just sound like you're doing yeah, it's crazy. Because he was like, hey, a Native American fucking terrorist. He's like, we are going to kill all of you. And it's like, dude, you just have a tomahawk. How much damage can you really do? Can you have that dude pull up? He's like, Allahu Akbar. He just starts shooting arrows. I'll get one of you. Damn it. Oh, I need to make better arrowheads.
Pistol is a slingshot.
Can you hear the rain? Tap, tap, tapping on the roof. Oh, boy, but yeah, man. Fuck. I think we're all gonna die soon. Honestly, things are getting spooky.
Oh, shit.
China, Russia, other places. It's getting fucking spooky out here, bro. Real fucking.
It's a bit.
Deeply enraging.
I don't think it's.
And then to find out later
She's trying to fake
that it was
well up
actually
tears.
carried out in the name of my faith.
That was, yeah.
It was
She
actually
choked up. She tried to
harming
like.
people way beyond the poor victims that they targeted. It was also harming Islam. I remember it was the first time in my life that I was scared for.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is that all those people died, and you were like, "Oh, this is gonna be really bad for
Me. This is bad for me. This is really bad for me. What I hear, this is really bad for me and my personal inconvenience throughout my life from now on.
I'm sorry, lady. I'm
Ever
sorry,
since
director.
2001.
I'm sorry, director of policy of understanding and in love and kindness. But goddamn,
I mean, like,
that the way, and you didn't. You know what it is? You should have took that pause for then, because you didn't pause on that one. You just like barreled straight through with that. And what it did to Islam. And then she said, now I have to worry about what?
For someone to know that I was a Muslim.
for someone to know that you're a Muslim.
Because now I'm in danger because of what you did, Mr. Bin Laden. It's like, you know what? I'm not gonna discredit it. There was a definite uptick in attacks on people who are Middle Eastern or Indian. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers were going crazy.
Anybody who had a rap on their head, pretty much.
That shit really
that was
that
terrorist.
9/11 shit. That shit really traumatized white people. It really did. Yeah. And I'm not saying that black people didn't care, but it's not that. It's just that it doesn't have the same level of impact that I guess it does for white people. I don't know. Like, it's just like they took it like super personal. Some of these extremists, they come from countries where that's every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Innocent people just die every day.
Shit
From both sides. From American troops and American drones doing their shit, and from the terrorists doing their shit. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who just want to just go about and just live their lives. And they're doing their grocery shopping and somebody walks in and fucking just suicide bombs themselves. Or, some guys just trying to drive down the street in their fucking private military contractors shooting at his car and they mistakenly kill him because they're just trying to get people to get out their way. Like, that's how they beep the horn.
They tell them, don't fucking stop, just keep going.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, what if they're civilians? Just keep going.
Just keep going, and that's what I'm trying to say. And then when you see that that's happening to those people, that guy or his son, his father, his brother, his cousin, now they're going to be fucking radicalized because something happened to someone. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? It's a cycle that just keeps on fucking going. It's spherical. This whole world is just a cycle. It's the same shit over and fucking over again.
The man that I had met 4 years earlier had just overseen the murder of nearly 3,000.
Yeah, you sat in the room with that nigga. Yeah, you sat real close to that nigga.
These drives show
you sitting right next to that nigga. He ain't got the K next to him.
The man who did this.
Chopper. Oh, shit.
Osama bin Laden's hard drives contained both incriminating data and glimpses into the banality of evil. The key question is, which is which?
The banality of evil.
This nigga's watching his highlight reel for real, bro. He's like, remember this day? This was a good day.
There's a video of Bin Laden reacting to Bin Laden's
Yeah,
highlight
he's on a
reel.
reaction video.
His reaction channel.
Oh, this was so embarrassing this day. Oh, man, I remember this. I remember Ahmed, he goes down there, he pressed the button, nothing happened. It was fucking crazy.
He shit in his pants, but it was so
He
funny.
definitely shit himself. He smelled like shit when he came back.
He shit himself worse than when I was pushed Ivan into the tiger.
And we started calling him Shashush, which is Urdu for shit, man.
Misrepresented him.
He used to monitor this. And he used to monitor it very, very seriously.
Oh, he was checking his web presence and checking
Wondering
see if he's trending.
Glory days for him.
Glory days for him.
For real, because he was on the news every fucking day. They were talking about this guy for like 2 years straight. And it's like, then he kind of made a resurgence, and then they popped the stop. But it's just crazy because it's like, he really was sitting there watching himself on TV being like, yeah, I mean, I guess I agree with that. That's a good point you make about me.
would be something he would ever return to.
Bin Laden seemed to revel in replaying his greatest hits.
Yo, what did I just say?
How he's sitting there watching satellite news. That gives you an idea about how much he was really concerned about his message and how his message is being perceived around the world. After all, during that time period, that's the only thing he has.
Bin Laden had more than just satellite TV.
He looked like
but
he looked like
on the run.
he
He
looked like
also
a nigga
had
from the
3 of
village,
his wives
just
and
walking
a
down the
dozen of
street.
his kids and grandkids.
Oh, he only had 3 of his wives.
Like
I think he had to
these
like give up
grandkids.
some wives, probably to sell.
So
He
this
dressed up like a
Yo,
bass. He dressed like a bass head.
Yo, he is. He
He
probably,
dressed
yo,
like
he
a
probably,
bass
he
head,
probably
for
had
real.
to sell a few of his wives. He was like, I only have enough room for the 3 of you. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to sell number 4, number 6, 9, 13, 14, 15. You knew you were going, bitch. It's like yo, can you imagine if in this country you could sell your wife? Can you imagine how much more behaved your wife would be? If she knew that you could sell her, if she knew that you could just like go on eBay and be like, I got a 1989 white bitch, couple dents, runs good,
What's her mileage?
reliable, high mileage, high mileage.
What's her intake?
Intake 13 bodies. Fucking, that's fucking crazy.
She guys goes like.
What? Was that even English? What'd you say?
I said she gas guzzler.
You guys go
How many did she get to the gallon?
Okay, that was good. Shall we just get the gallon?
That's a transmission.
She's gonna swallow a
Is it a
gallon.
5-speed or a 6-speed? Yeah.
You always gotta do. You can't ever just let well enough alone. Something's in your DNA. It's weird. It's screwed.
I try to top it.
You need to fix yourself. You need to correct. You need to correct your trajectory. But yeah, it's just fucking crazy, dude. This nigga loves porn.
The grandson of Osama bin Laden.
he's probably almost 10.
Inside the compound, there was a different kind of Osama bin Laden. Depending on where you look, bin Laden seems more like a doting grandfather than a fanatical terrorist.
Well, I mean, just because he gets, it's like he's not gonna stop being. It just to me, it's just crazy how like people have that kind of thing all the time and all these kind of things where it's like, and it would surprise you to know. But Bin Laden, it's like he didn't even do it himself. He's just the guy who came up with the plan. He's in his mind, he's a general in the army. He just came up with a fucking
plane that was executed.
Exactly. In his mind.
Yeah.
That's, and you know what I mean? By people from Saudi Arabia. They weren't even from it.
Just clearly educational. It's translated in
This nigga
Arabic.
was watching Sesame Street.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
This
that
Buttonunny
they've been watching this.
really pisses me off. This is Western homo filth. You see these two men living together, and I only see one bed. Yes, they are puppets, all right. Right up each other's ass.
I think that's a terrible irony with Bin
Puppets
Laden.
are metaphors.
The children can enjoy
They're two
Western
metaphors.
products, and at the
They're
same time,
metafags.
they could be taught to hate the West.
This contrast between light and dark runs throughout these.
I would have thought Bin Laden liked watching like westerns or something.
I don't know. I feel like you would like watch Die Hard.
Why would he watch Die Hard?
Inspiration.
The old Yakatomi building.
Inspiration.
But it's not really. I mean, his plan was way better than Hans or whatever his name was. But yo, honestly, I would think that he would watch like, you know, like fucking like slow but violent movies. Like movies are like, boop, boop, and then it's like it just goes crazy, like westerns and shit, or fucking. It's weird.
Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, like Fistful of Dollars.
You think he would watch John Wayne?
Probably not. He probably would watch Clint Eastwood though, or he'd watch like that Italian guy Sergio whatever his westerns or some shit. But no, wrong.
Sergio Spaghetti.
Wrong. He watched Ice Age, and porn, and Dragon Ball Z.
Warmth in Abbottabad household.
He chilling with his kids, raising his sons, man.
there were these poetry competitions that his kids were reciting, and Bin Laden, their grandfather, distributed prizes afterwards.
But there was no escaping the fact that the compound was no ordinary home, more like a minimum security.
Poetry competition? So that his grandkids have fucking slam poetry. He said they had a poetry competition.
So while we're living here,
on essentially a farm with walls around it.
What are you feeling?
Oh no! I think I'm pretty sure that they're, because I heard him say the word Quran. I'm pretty sure all their poetry just had to be about Allah and the Quran. Like, can't really like talk about anything else. I think had probably strict policies and what was allowed to be poetic to be poetried. This is fucking weird. Whatever. I'm fucking tired now. I'm incredibly tired. And yeah, that was what was on Bin Laden's hard drive. He was watching fucking Outlaw Star and Desert Punk and beating his dick to Asa Akira, and then he'd throw on Ice Age because he thought that the fucking little squirrel was chasing the acorn was like so fucking funny. He wished that character had his own movie. Anything else to add, Isaac? Before we sign off?
How do you think he felt about? How do you think he would have felt about Terminator?
How do I think he would have felt about the movie Terminator?
Yeah, inspiration. Do you think he looked at? Do you think he looked at certain Western films for inspiration?
No, I think for inspiration he probably watched like what's that movie called? What's the movie where they took over Air Force One? Where they took over the plane? I think it was called Air Force One. He probably watched shit like that. Red October. He probably watched a lot of those kind of movies, like fucking what's that guy? The one who made fucking Tom Clancy. He probably watched a lot of like Tom Clancy movies, like shit like that.
Top Gun. He watched Top Gun.
Top Gun. What the fuck does that? He's not flying jets. He stayed in the cave. Oh, so if he stayed in the cave, he probably watched Harry and the Hendersons. You know what that is? No. It's a movie. It's a movie about a family who finds Bigfoot and then Bigfoot moves into their house.
Wow. Okay. Well,
and then calamity ensues. It's a fucking
calamity.
It's a Bigfoot in the bathroom. He's shaving.
Okay. I don't know what you want me to do with that information.
I don't want you to do anything, Isaac.
On the ground, there was a footprint. A big footprint. So I was hooked from that moment on.
Nigga, where's the trailer at? Oh man. This is just a whole nother video in and of itself. It truly is.
Baffled scientists and remained a mystery until the Hendersons bumped into him.
What is it? It's a major discovery. We have to take it home.
What?
George. It's alive!
My 15th birthday corsage!
Uh-oh.
George, he's coming back!
Stall him!
I can't! How?
Show him the pasta maker!
This is our home! Our stuff!
Sit.
He fell through the floor into the basement, guys.
This is it. The whole world's gonna know.
The whole world's gonna know what a Bigfoot lives in my house.
Ran away.
Oh, here comes the government to ET.
We'll never see him again, will we?
Yeah, she loves him. She didn't want to go away.
What the fuck? He was in another movie.
There has been yet another sighting of the creature that some
Johnny
people are now
Lithgow's been in a
calling.
lot of movies.
I see him in other stuff.
Yeah, I see him in stuff.
Since right now.
The average American family just got bigger.
Just got bigger.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Isn't he something?
average American family just got big foot.
When does he have a name?
Since right now.
Since when does he have a name, Dad? Since right now, we're gonna call him Harry.
The average American family just got bigger. Harry and the Hendersons.
Isn't he something?
No. Stupid. Why did you waste money and time and makeup?
The fact that I just sat here and just wasted like 5 minutes of my life that I'll never get back.
Actually, it was only a minute and 28 seconds.
A minute and 28 that I'll never
you
get back.
waste your life every day. You spent the last 2 days just playing, being bad at GTA.
Yeah, guys, I've been playing.
He stinks.
The Ice. I've been.
He stinks.
I've made
He
several
stinks. End of
attempts on
episode,
the
he
prison.